Hi, it's Dargie here with another 5-minute photography. Today I'm talking about shooting panoramas. So when you have a scene that's just too big to fit in one frame, it can be a good workaround to shoot a panorama. So that's a sequence of images that you can merge together in Lightroom or another software later. I've got my wide angle lens on here, 16-35 at the widest spot, 16mm, and there's a cliff face over there and the lighthouse over there, and with the wide angle lens that I've got, it's just a bit too tight. I can just about fit everything in, but it's a bit tight. So I want to give myself a bit more room in the frame, so I'm going to shoot this panorama. Before we get into it, let me invite you to subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up, that really helps, and you can check out my website to get my free ebook 3 Steps to Better Photographs. Okay, let's do it. You want to take a lot of care to set things up so that the shots are level through the whole sequence. So that means leveling the tripod. If you've got a spirit level on your tripod on the legs, make sure that's level, and level any spirit levels that are on the head as well. I've also taken care to level the camera according to the virtual horizon inside the camera as well. So I'm taking every care that I can to make sure that when I move this camera through the range of sequence of images it's going to take, that it stays level all the way through. It's quite important to do that. I mean, it doesn't have to be bang on, but if it's way off, the image comes out a bit squint, and then you can lose quite a bit of the height of the image. So if you have the time to take care and do this properly, make sure everything's just so. I've got my camera in manual and I've set my exposure already. It's about a 20th of a second with f11 and ISO 64. And so I'm ready to shoot. So what I'm going to do is, I'll look that way down the cliffs. I'm going to start there, and then as I shoot, I'll just make sure that what's on the edge of the frame comes into close to the middle of the frame. So I want about 30, 40, 50% overlap between the frames. That gives the software plenty to work with when it's merging. So I'm just going to shoot the sequence now. I've focused the camera. Again, I'm just taking care that what's on the very edge of the frame comes into about 30 or 40% into the frame on the next shot. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly review that, and that looks okay to me. So that's the very careful way to do it. If you don't want to do that, you don't have time, you don't have your tripod, there's nothing wrong with just getting the camera in your hand, switching it to aperture priority, and just doing it quickly. So what I'm going to do is just increase the ISO a little bit to bring the shutter speed into a hand-holdable place. We're going to get rid of this tripod. So with the camera in aperture priority, it's going to take care of the exposure for me, and it's going to keep the aperture at f11. So the depth of field will be consistent. The shutter speed might jump around a little bit, but I'm shooting a RAW file, so Lightroom is going to take care of the difference in exposure for me. Even though the camera's in hand, you still want to take care to make sure that that horizon stays level through the images if you can. What I'd like to do is rehearse the movement that I'm going to make through the sequence of images, just to make sure that I'm not, going off and getting it too squint. So I'll just take a minute to just rehearse that just now. And I'm going to be taking care to try and keep the camera level, and to try and make sure that that horizon stays about in the middle. That's just going to be the simplest way to do it for this. And here goes. Quickly check that. That looks okay. That looks okay. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll take these into Lightroom, and we'll show you how easy it is to merge these together. And so check out part 2 to see that. Thank you for watching. I hope you took something away from this. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give the video the thumbs up. That tells YouTube to show it to more people, and that's good for me. Enjoy your photography. Be kind. Check out part 2. I'll see you out there.